Welcome to the YouTube channel PCMB Tutorials. Today we are going to learn class 9th subject chemistry chapter periodic classification, and this is our part 5. Previous part we have stopped till the periodic classification of Mendeleev and its classification. Now let's continue with the description of Mendeleev's periodic table. In description, first of all, we are going to learn about groups. In first point, the vertical columns of the periodic table are known as groups. The vertical columns. Second point is there are total 9 vertical columns. These groups are designed as first group, second group, third group, fourth group, fifth group, sixth group, seventh group, eighth group, and group number 0. Third point is except 8th group and 0 group, each group is further divided into 2 subgroups designed as A and B. Fourth point is the elements which lie on the left hand side of each constitute subgroup A, while those placed on the right hand side from subgroup B. Then there is periods. The horizontal rows of the periodic table are known as periods. The number of periods are, there were 7 periods represented by Arabic numerals 1 to 7 to accommodate more. The periods 4, 5, 6 and 7 were divided into 2 halves. The first half of the element are placed in the upper left corner and the second half in the lower right corner. For example, the elements occupying the box corresponding to group 1 and group 4 are potassium and copper, and they are written at the top left corner, while copper is written in the lower right corner. Now there is significance of groups. The properties of the elements in the same group or subgroup are similar. Then it is the elements of groups and subgroups. There is no resemblance in the elements of groups, subgroups A and B of the same group except in valency. There are constituents of period. A period comprises the entire range of elements after which the properties repeat themselves. Then there are properties in a period. In a period, the properties of the elements gradually change from metallic to non-metallic while moving from left to right. Then third is gaps for undiscovered elements. Gaps for undiscovered elements. There were gaps left in the periodic table. Mendeleev left these gaps knowingly as these elements were not discovered at that time. Then there is achievements of Mendeleev's periodic table. First one is better than earlier classification. As the periodic table is based on the fundamental property of atomic weight of an element, it is better than earlier classification. Second point is prediction of new elements. The most striking feature of Mendeleev's periodic table are the gaps he left to predict the new elements. He prepared the table based on the periodicity of properties of elements and predicted the existence of some elements even before they were discovered. This was an acid test for him. If these properties were to match with that of the actually discovered elements, his contribution would increase by several fold and his table could become one of the prominent tables in the study of periodicity of elements. He predicted Ica silicon immediately below the silicon in its group. He predicted Ica silicon. Ica silicon. He predicted the properties of Ica silicon like dark gray lustrous metal, hard to fuse, atomic weight about 72, atomic volume about 13, specific heat about 0.073, oxides ESO2, chlorides ESCl4, and liquid boiling point about 90 degrees Celsius. And finally, the day of success, germanium was discovered in 1886. Germanium was discovered in 1886, which had the following properties, same as the silicon, Ica silicon. Now the properties of germanium came as grayish white lustrous metal, melting point about 900 degrees Celsius, atomic weight about 72.6, atomic volume about 13.2, specific heat about 0.076, oxides GeO2, chlorides GeCl4, liquid boiling point at 86 degrees Celsius. Now the properties of germanium matched with the properties of Ica silicon which he predicted. This made Mendeleev's image and prestigious glow in the scientific world. Some of his other predicted and actual elements were Ica boron, which was scandium, and Ica aluminium, which was gallium. Also, third point of his achievement was correction of atomic weights. Correction of atomic weights. It pointed error in atomic weights of already discovered elements, leading to the correction of atomic weights. Now also, rather than achievements, there are some drawbacks of Mendeleev's periodic table. There are total 7 drawbacks. First one is anomalous pairs. Second is position of isotopes. Third is position of hydrogen. Fourth is grouping of chemically dissimilar elements. Fifth is separation of chemically similar elements. Sixth is electronic arrangement of elements. And seventh is no explanation for cause of periodicity. The first anomalous pairs was tellurium has an atomic weight of 1 to 7.5 and iodine has an atomic weight of 1 to 6.93. So according to the Mendeleev's periodic law, iodine should occur before tellurium, and should this happen, iodine would not fit into halogenous group and the concept of periodicity would get disturbed. So Mendeleev interchanged the position of tellurium and iodine, which which goes against his law. Such interchanged pairs in Mendeleev's table were called anomalous pairs, and he failed to explain the phenomena of these anomalous pairs. The other anomalous pairs in Mendeleev's table was copper and nickel. Then there was position of isotopes. An element which has the same number of protons but differs in the number of neutrons is called an isotope. The second isotope of hydrogen is deuterium D12, means D, atomic number 1 and mass number 2, which has the atomic weight of 2, but we do not have a place in Mendeleev's table equivalent to the atomic weight 2. So Mendeleev's table could not accommodate the isotopes. Third was the position of hydrogen. Hydrogen is not given a proper place in Mendeleev's periodic table. It is placed in the group 1b and 7b of its original table. And in fourth drawback, grouping of chemically dissimilar elements. So elements like copper and silver having no resemblance with metals like lithium, sodium, but have grouped together in first group. Similarly, fluorine and manganese, in spite of their dissimilar properties, are placed in same group. Fifth is separation of chemically similar elements. Elements which are chemically similar like copper, nickel, gold and platinum have been placed in different groups. Gold is placed in first group and platinum is placed in 8th group. Electronic arrangement of elements. It has not explained the electronic arrangement of elements. No explanation for cause of periodicity. So Mendeleev's periodic table was not able to explain the cause for periodicity among the elements. That is why the elements present in the same group has similar properties. I hope you have understood till this. Over here we have ended the Mendeleev's discovery. Now in part 6 we will learn the fifth point, that is modern periodic law, a journey from Mendeleev to Moseley, and we'll learn all the things about Moseley's discoveries. Till that, I hope you've understood this part 5. For any queries and doubt, please join the Telegram link given in the description of this video. Let's meet in part 6 with more new topics. Thank you for watching till this. Like, this is the foundation of class 9th. We have covered the foundation of class 8th and 7th too. The links are given in the description. Please go and check through it. Thank you.